Ho-oh plus Koraidon might have a lot of synergy going into the new regulation, and we're going to be trying to team with some really cool partners and seeing how well it can perform. This is my Koraidon Ho-oh team. Let's break it down. First, we have the Koraidon, and it is holding the Life Orb with the Terra Fire. Its ability is able to set up the sun and boost its attack stat, allowing it to do massive damage with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Flame Charge, and Protect. It's a pretty standard Koraidon, is able to do a ton of damage and get one-hit knockouts with the sun boost. And yes, that Life Orb with Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Terra Fire just does so much damage. It's mainly to pick up quick knockouts. And the EV spread, pretty simple. You are not really surviving many hits because you're using close combat, and then Flare Blitz is a bunch of recoil, so you just go with max attack and max speed. I'm going with an animate nature over a jolly nature because I feel like with the speed control I do have with this team, which you'll see later on, I don't think I need the jolly nature, and it's not as important as it would be. So I feel with flame charge and +1 speed, I outspeed all the Pokemon I need to anyway. So just decide, hey, I'm going to go with max attack in case there are some rolls that I do miss, and maybe I'd be able to get those knockouts that through intimidates they would not be expecting normally. Next Pokemon we have is the Ho-oh with the Clear Amulet, regenerated for ability with Terra Grass as defensive type with Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, Recover, and Protect. Overall, I think Ho is going to be a massive threat. Sacred Fire, of course, having a pretty strong physical fire type move that also has a chance to burn, although maybe not the most guaranteed accuracy. However, still pretty likely to happen. And 50% chance to burn is just really good not to pass up, because breaking focus ashes can be really solid, especially like on Shi and Pow, just being able to get rid of it in one shot, be able to burn a Zamazenta. Yeah, I'll definitely take that option. So with the Clear Amulet, is able to prevent the intimidates as well as other stat drops out there that could be utilized, and it's really nice. And the defensive type is grass. I don't actually think it needs to be grass because you do have the sun to reduce the water type damage, but still nice into electric type moves such as from Raging Bolt, for instance. With the electric type moves, the Miraidon, it's a pretty good defensive typing to have. So I think Terra Grass will still work here. Regenerator is just such a good ability because if you are able to switch constantly with the Ho-oh, you are able to just recover 33% of your health every time. And with Ho-oh's pretty impressive bulk in general, just able to take attacks extremely well. Ho-oh is really good into stuff like Zamazenta plus Calc Shadow Rider because of its massive special defense and its stat distribution. So it's able to take those attacks, fire back a pretty strong Brave Bird or Sacred Fire, and can be annoying for them to pick up the knockout into Ho-oh, especially under the sun, thanks to the Koraidon weakening the water type moves. Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, recover for the recovery, which means if I want the Ho-oh still around on the field, I can just go for recover, heal back 50% instead of having to switch regenerator, but I can heal back in 2 different ways, which is cool. So the EV spread, we have 220 HP, which gives it a 209 HP stat. 208 is a number divisible by 16, which gives maximum grassy terrain leftovers recovery, but the extra stat point just because making an odd number against moves like Super Fang and more can still be beneficial. You do have 76 adamant nature in attack. That gives an extra stat point in its attack stat, so it can still fire off some pretty strong damage across the board. You have 92 defense, 44 special defense, and 76 speed. And the 76 speed is allowing the Ho-oh to outspeed quite a few Pokemon, especially in the 110s, with any speed control that we'll showcase later, and the rest just goes into bulk. So Ho-oh is just able to tank attacks, fire off some pretty strong ship damage, pretty much all you needed to do. And with that power, with the sun increasing the Sacred Fire damage, and be a very massive threat because it can take attacks, do a lot back, and yeah, it's really annoying to get rid of. Next Pokemon we have is the Walking Wake with the Choice Specs and Photosynthesis for its ability, giving it a speed booster in the sun with the Terra Water defensive typing with Draco Meteor, Hydro Steam, Snarl, and Mudshot. Overall, what the Walking Wake is supposed to do is just dish out a ton of damage. I actually wanted a Life Orb on the Walking Wake, but then I realized, oh, I'm Life Orb Koraidon, so I had to fill in something, and I was like, you know what? I want damage with Choice Specs so I can guarantee the knockout Incineroar of Hydro Steam and just do a ton of damage with Draco Meteor. So I thought, you know, just gonna go with Choice Specs instead. And we have Draco Meteor and Hydro Steam, the same type of attack bonuses, with the Draco Meteor just doing so much damage. The Hydro Steam, which is boosted in the sun, one of the only water type moves that is able to do that, is absolutely absurd. The Snarl to help reduce the damage from like Calyx Shadow Rider, as well as a spread dark type move, which is just useful into like Indeedee plus the Shadow Rider combination, and it does help out against Miraidon somewhat. But Mud Shot is the interesting fourth move, and I was like, I don't really need a fire move if I already have Koraidon and Ho-oh, because I already have 2 fire moves in that case, and Koraidon's going to Terrafire most of the time. Ho-oh is just going to click Sacred Fire, so I don't need Weather Ball or Flamethrower on the Walking Wake. So I was like, what else could I learn? And there were some situations where I was like, you know, a Mud Shot from Choice Specs Walking Wake can have some interesting pins. One, Mud Shot is a ground type move that can lower the speed on an opponent. I'm like, since I'm running speed boost on the Walking Wake anyway, why not go for Mud Shot? Because I can go for Mud Shot with this fast Walking Wake that outspeeds stuff because of photosynthesis, and then I could go for like a follow-up with Koraidon with like Terrafire Flare Blitz and get a knockout into Miraidon, because Mud Shot into Terrafire will pretty much knock out any Miraidon, especially if it's not one of the defensive Terras that's able to somehow take the fire and the ground type attack, which pretty much is nothing. So it's just able to go for like really cool follow-up that way. It will be able to KO the Miraidon without Terra, and with Terra it does. So yeah, it's just able to do some really cool follow-ups and could allow for some setups with Ho-oh as well as Sandy Shocks and Cobalion. So I'm like, why not? Mud Shot is going to be the final move choice here. And Terra Water does help out with the Walking Wake just to be able to get rid of its dragon typing, so I can actually utilize the water type efficiently to resist the ice type moves, which can be helpful, especially with Glacial Alliance on the Alley Ices. And the EV spread, pretty simple. Gonna go with maximum speed with the Timid Nature, getting as much special attack as I pretty much can with 236. Technically it's 244 with the maximum special attack that I can get, because you need the speed stat to be the highest in order to get the speed booster photosynthesis. But I did want 12 HP EVs, because that does give an HP stat of 176, a number divisible by 16, so that means Walking Wake gets an extra point of grassy terrain recovery, and then the rest just go into defenses. I don't think that extra special attack stat does really matter at that point. Next Pokemon we have is Rillaboom with the Assault Vest, Grassy Surge with Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, U-Turn, Terrafire as a defensive typing. If you watch this channel, we have used this Rillaboom several times. Rillaboom is just a common Pokemon VGC. It's a Pokemon that's able to help out against Miraidon, which the team isn't exactly amazing to Miraidon. You do have a few tools though. The Koraidon can threaten it, but of course there is like Farigiraf plus the Miraidon. They have Tailwind control as well, so not the most consistent. So you need a way to slow down the Miraidon so it's not getting those like big one shots. And Assault Vest Rillaboom is one of the best ways to slow it down, with the Grassy Surge summoning the grassy terrain, powering up its grass type moves, with Woodhammer, Grassy Glide able to do a bunch, U-Turn as a pivot, and yeah, able to set up for some other Pokemon. Good in a Weather War as well, with pivoting plus a Weather user. And yeah, pretty simple spread. Max HP, a lot of attack in order to actually still do a lot of damage with Grassy Glide, Cleanup, and Woodhammer. Good amount of special defense to take Astral Barrages and the Miraidon attacks, and the remainder in the defense and speed. Overall, Rillaboom's supposed to get Grassy Terrain up just to help out against the Miraidon matchup. And yeah, it's one of the backup tools, because I wanted a few answers to Miraidon, and this was one of them. And yes, it is able to threaten as well as bulky water types, which Koraidon and Ho-oh don't have the best time of dealing with bulky waters, especially like Kyogre, so having a way to immediately threaten them with Woodhammer is pretty nice. Next Pokemon we have is the Sandy Shocks with the Focus Sash, Photosynthesis for the ability with Stellar Terra type. It has Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Electroweb, and Protect, and the Photosynthesis is going to give it a speed booster in the sun. I think Sandy Shocks is a really cool Pokemon. I wanted ground coverage, especially because it just helps out. Able to hit Incineroar, able to help out against opposing Koraidon if they go for the Terrafire. And yeah, I thought Sandy Shocks is a cool Pokemon because I wanted more speed control, and I thought Focus Sash Sandy Shocks seems pretty neat because you have the speed booster, you have electric coverage, which is nice against opposing Ho-ohs, and it's able to do quite a bit of damage with Thunderbolt and Earth Power, which is great coverage across the board. The Stellar Terra type, it increases the power. Earth Power is great into Miraidon as well. I outspeed it with the Earth Power, and I have Electroweb speed control, which with the speed booster from Sun, Electroweb into a Terrafire Flare Blitz, once again, close combat with Life Orb, just does so much damage. It's able to get the knockouts that Koraidon in that weird speed tier because of the Cadillac Shadow Riders, the Choice Scarf mods that outspeeded. It's being able to threaten those like the Chi-Yu, and just able to threaten knockouts or the Electroweb into a follow-up, really crucial. So I really like the idea of having Sandy Shocks on the team, as well as an electric immunity that can help out, again, a backup into Miraidon. and do pretty decent to Sandy Shocks and take advantage of the sun mode on this team. In the EV spread, we have max speed with 252 speed EVs with 168 hitting the stat point. That means you need 167 or lower in order to get the speed boost from the photosynthesis. So 204 special attack does accomplish the maximum amount of special attack you can have, while having the remaining into the defenses, especially because maybe there's a chance that there are some priority attacks that Sandy Shocks can survive if the sash is broken. So just putting the rest into the physical defense. But in general, Sandy Shocks gonna go for the Electro Web and help support the partners, or just go for decent damage with the Earth Power and Thunderbolt. Final Pokemon on this team, which we have used before, is Grassy Seed Cobalion with Justified for the ability, Terra Fairy as the defensive type, Body Press, Iron Defense, Coaching, and Protect. Now this is one of the odd choices that I've definitely made, and I'll explain it here. So one of the things you might notice on my team is that I don't have an Ice Resist. I have a Ho-oh, which is a Fire type, but it can't resist Ice moves. I have a Koraidon, Rillaboom, Sandy Shocks. I have 3 Ice weaknesses, and my Water type doesn't resist Ice types either. So I wanted a Pokemon that could take care of Cali Ice, because Cali Ice is such a big threat. Those are wide guard users, and I kind of wanted the steel typing because I feel like the steel typing is just good in general. So I was thinking about like, okay, how am I stopping the Cali Ice from really sweeping the team? I feel like a Rockrunnit could have been a thing with wide guard, it resists Cali Ice, but you're not really doing anything in the sun, so I need a Pokemon that could still do damage at least. And I thought Cobalion just makes so much sense to me because you have the Grassy Seed, which gives it a defense boost. It's kind of like a mini Zamazenta in a way, and that's the important part. So it can actually do immediate damage. Its defense that's pretty solid with base 129 already. It's got generally good bulk. Its special defense isn't the most impressive, but since the goal of this Cobalion is to take care of Cali Ice, I think that was basically what I wanted to go for. And Iron Defense Body Press, we've used this Pokemon before and impressed me, and I thought, you know, this is going to be my Cali Ice answer. So we have the Iron Defense Body Press set, so it can do as much damage as possible into the Cali Ice while being able to take the attacks. And the Terra Fairy, I wanted a neutral Terra to the ice coverage, while I felt like, okay, what do I need? Because I want to make sure that I'm not weak to ice moves, because that defeats the purpose of Cobalion. I need a type that's just like neutral across the board into stuff like the Ogre Pawns that they could run, I guess, supporting like Cali Ice Miraidon. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go Fairy, because Fairy seems like it's going to be the best neutral typing that I could have here. So I went with the Terra Fairy. I think there are a lot of different Terra types I could probably explore. I didn't really think about this one too much. I thought still being immune to the Draco Meteor from Miraidon's nice, so that's why I decided I'd go Fairy, but I think there's a lot that you could go with. The last move is going to be Coaching, which I don't think it's the most optimal, because that means this Pokemon's getting walled by Shadow Rider. Granted, I don't think I bring Cobalion into Shadow Rider teams. Again, it's mainly for the Cali Ice matchup, but I found a cool idea where Coaching with attack and defense boost sounds really nice on a Ho-oh that has really good special defense, but not the best attack and defense in the world. So Coaching boosting that up and the Clear Enemy preventing the Intimidate, that just sounds really cool to me. So I'm like, okay, I could use that, and then Ho-oh could actually wall the Cali Ice. So I'm like, okay, that gives me 2 different modes to approach the Cali Ice matchup. And you know, that actually sounds really cool with Koraidon too, because imagine a Koraidon has +1 speed, +1 attack, +1 defense. If you already thought Koraidon was doing more damage than you thought with that Sun boost and the Life Orb, imagine +1 with that as well. There's nothing living that. So it just seemed like a fun idea, so I wanted to try it out. And then the EV spread, maximum defense pretty much as possible. The 204 gives them 192 HP stat, again a number divisible by 16. Maximum spread to get the HP recovery from the grassy terrain, and then 60 special defense goes in because I want as much special defense as possible for the remainder instead of dumping into HP, because I want to take the special moves a bit better. However, mainly it's supposed to be taking the Cali Ice on, and that's basically the goal. So this mini Zamazenta, let's see if it can put in work against the Cali Ice teams in general. So how to use the team overall, it's more of like a Sun Sweeper team. You have a very offensive mode utilizing the Koraidon, the Walking Wake, and the Sandy Shocks with the Photosynthesis boosters and the Sun. Able to do a ton of damage across the board. Ho is able to play at both offensive and defensive mode with the Regenerator. Same thing with Rillaboom with the Fake Out support, allowing for some setups for KOs. And of course, the Cobalion, again, defensive mainly for those Calyx Ice Rider matchups. Any matchups that it seems really hard for them to actually break through Cobalion, which is nice. So it is able to just set up with Grassy Seed, the Iron Defenses. Maybe could set up a coaching on one of the partners. But across the board, the general mode is going to be trying to find KOs with Koraidon. And then usually getting chip damage across the board with Rillaboom Ho-oh or cleaning up with those Pokemon. If you would like to check out the details of the team, they'll be linked in the description down below. And let me know what you think about underrated Pokemon that could do well in Regulation I, because I think Cobalion, I think it's cool. Especially I think it could run it on a Miraidon team, especially with the Electric Seed. We are using the Grassy Seed on this one, but I think it has more potential. I think it's really good with the Body Press and the Seed sets. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. Calyrex Shadow Rider with Rillaboom, Rayquaza, Alcremie, the Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Urshifu. Alcremie is always a difficult Pokemon because it is the original Decorate Mon. I don't know if it outspeeds Shadow Rider if it's a Choice Scarf. I don't remember Alcremie's base speed. I'm pretty sure it's slower, but I do have to watch out for Decorate stuff in general. Okay, how do I want to go against this team? I got quite a few options. I do like the Koraidon Sandy Shocks lead, which I think is pretty good in general against their team. I think it's pretty strong. Do I bring Rillaboom? Grassy Terrain is not bad. I do bring Ho-oh, I think. I feel like I should bring Cobalion. Only for the Rayquaza, because the Rayquaza seems like it might be a difficult mon for me to break through. I don't think I need Wake. I feel... Oh, wait. I just realized that airlock is going to be super tough for me to deal with. Did I bring Sandy Shocks then? I don't think so, actually. I think I'm going to go... I don't normally bring Rillaboom Cobalion, but there's a Calyrex Shat... Okay, this matchup is actually a lot tougher than I thought because airlock is just preventing my weathers from doing anything. I guess I should have let Ho-oh because Ho-oh is not a bad lead. We'll see. I'm bringing Cobalion because Cobalion is pretty good into the Rayquaza stuff. It's not great into the others, so let's see. Lead-wise, going to be Rayquaza plus the Alcremie. Okay. Are you Cobra Cloak on Alcremie? So I will get my Grassy Seed. It really just depends on the Alcremie because I have no idea what set it is. I will get my Grassy Seed. I think we go for Fake Out into Alcremie, and I think we go for Iron Defense. Because I don't really need Rillaboom around. I'm going to Iron Defense up. Oh boy, dealing with Rayquaza is going to be tricky. If they go for Dragon Scent, that's fine. As long as it's not... If it goes for... Yeah, okay, perfect. They Protect, and I assume Decorate. And if I get this Iron Defense off, I'm in really good shape. Please don't be Cobra Cloak. I'm fasting out Alcremie. That's good to know. It is Cobra Cloak. All right. I don't know if we're beating the Rayquaza. I don't know if we're beating the Rayquaza. Unironically, I don't think we're beating the Rayquaza. Yeah, I just don't think we are. Let's see. Get a Grassy Glide off into this because it does the most damage. They go for Dragon Ascent. I don't think this is going to KO anything. It targets the... Or it doesn't KO the Cobalion, but it will KO Rillaboom, which is fine. Okay. Now I will get a Body Press off into the Rayquaza. Oh my goodness, wait. If I had went for Grassy Glide, did I KO the Ray? I think I did. Shoot. That was way more impressive than I thought it would be. Well, we're going Koraidon because we want to bait the Rayquaza to go for Extreme Speed into Koraidon because Koraidon is faster than Rayquaza. So I'm hoping what I can do is I get the protect off and I get a body press. They could just decide, hey, I'm going to go for protect with Rayquaza, maybe switch out Alcremie or decorate. But unfortunately, I do have to commit here because I don't really have much negotiation in this. It's either lose my Koraidon or make this hard read. So we'll see. Man, I wish I could go for coaching into my Koraidon. It'd be great here. I also wonder what item the Rayquaza is because it's not Life Orb and it's not Choice Banded. It's not Assault Vest either. I wonder if it's Focus Sash, because if it's Focus Sash, that would help. I think this is Helping Hand Extreme Speed into Koraidon. Please tell me it's Helping Hand Extreme Speed into Koraidon. Because I really can't afford it not to be not. Perfect. Okay. Okay. We get past this part. We get past this part. So we get past the Rayquaza. That's a good start, but it's nowhere near over because Calyx Shadow Rider is about to come in, and I don't have a move that can touch it with my Cobalion here because I chose to be coaching. I wonder, but I feel like Body Press can knock out the Alcremie at least, though. So you should go out into, I mean, you should go Calyrex here. I don't know what else you would really go out into. Urshifu, what? Wait. It's Dark Urshifu, what? Wait, that's amazing for me. Can't I just Flame Charge? And I can Body Press? Only one Pokemon can be sashed. They go for Detect. Is this like a Wicked Blow? Here's a Flame Charge. Yeah, I get the KO now Creamy because like it took so much from Grassy Glide. Like there was no way I was believing that I wasn't getting the KO there. Okay, perfect. Why did they not go Calyx Shadow Rider? Did they not bring Shadow Rider? I mean, I do have a Ho-oh, but like I feel like Shadow Rider is pretty decent bring still. Because if you decorate it, you get a bunch. No, they had Calyrex, so I don't know why, but okay. My Terras don't matter. Actually, yeah, my Terras don't matter at all in this game. So I guess we should just go for a Terra Fire, Flare Blitz into Calyx and Body Press the Urshifu. Only one of these Pokemon can be Sash. Only one of these Pokemon can be Sash. Rayquaza, Urshifu, or Calyx Shadow Rider. Only one of these Pokemon can be Sash. I should be, unless they Sucker Punch, Scarf, Astral Barrage, my Koraidon, I should be fine. We see a Terra. I don't know what Terra this is. Actually, it has to be Urshifu. Yeah, it's Urshifu. Air Poison. Okay, that's fair. Oh, if it's Sash on the... Actually, this is bad. Okay, I do get the Flare Blitz off. Into the Calyx. Okay, it's not Sash Calyx. Only one Mon could have been Sash on their team, and thankfully it's not the Calyx. Thankfully it's not the Calyx. Go for close combat, but I have +3. Yeah, look at Cobalion just take that attack so well. It took that attack so well. This is like the mini Zamazenta right here. Body Press gonna come out in Urshifu. Still a very good hit. And yeah, game over. Oh my goodness. I don't know why they didn't just go Calyx Shadow Rider. Are they slow Calyx Shadow Rider? Like, I'm trying to figure out like why you wouldn't go Calyx Shadow Rider, because Urshifu wasn't doing much there. I had Cobalion and I had Koraidon out, and they chose to bring Urshifu over Calyx. Look, I don't know, but I don't think that's the option. They go for Detect, that's fine. It doesn't change anything. Urshifu doesn't get a spread move that changes the position. That's priority as well, because I also do have Koraidon with +1 speed that naturally outspeeds Urshifu. So there's no way that they could come back in this game. I think going Calyx Shadow Rider, threatening Helping Hand, Astral Barrage. If they were they were Focus Sash, so I'm kind of curious on what the item was on Calyx, because the item on Calyx also plays, because I don't know if it was like an offensive set or not. If it was offensive like Specs or Life Orb, we could go for Helping Hand, Astral Barrage, and I think I was just screwed. Maybe I could go Ho-oh, but I'd also have to read if there's a decorate that turn. I mean, if like there is, if it's specs, it's playable, but I have no idea if Ho-oh would live 2 Helping Hand Astral Barrages, especially if they have Terra Ghost. So yeah, I mean, I'll take it. They gave me an opportunity to set up a flame charge, and that was just massive. Yeah, I think I should have let Ho-oh, but I mean, it worked out. Calyx, Ice Rider, Pelipper, Archaludon with Incineroar, Ogerpon, Heartflame, and Zamazenta. All right, Cali-Ice Zamazenta is a pretty interesting pair. Weather War, man, if there wasn't a Pelipper, this would be so much easier. But Ho-oh is pretty good. They don't have the best ways to break through Ho-oh with Sun. So I do like Ho-oh quite a bit. And I also love Cobalion. Cobalion's actually really good here. I love Cobalion in this matchup, and I will bring it. Yeah, I think I always bring it. Gonna bring Cobalion. I'm gonna leave Cobalion Rillaboom. I think it's just such a good pairing together. Have Ho-oh in the back and Koraidon. Terra wise, I'm not sure who I'm going to Terra. It depends. I think if I can knock out the, I think it depends on if I can knock out the Pelipper quickly or Archaludon, because if I knock out Pelipper, it makes my life a lot easier, not having to worry about the water moves and Weather Ball. But we'll see. Going to be Cali-Ice Incineroar lead versus Rillaboom and Cobalion. And I feel pretty good about this situation. I feel amazing about this situation. So I have the Grassy Seed that's going to be set up, and I do have Iron Defense on the Cobalion. This is the matchup exactly what I want to bring it for, the Cali-Ice mashup in general. So we will bring that Grassy Seed, and now we will go for an Iron Defense with our Cobalion and go for a Fake Out into the... Yeah, Iron Defense Cobalion. I guess I could fake out either slot. I guess I just fake out Cali-Ice. If they go for fake out and trade fake outs, then it's okay, because I can get a faster U-turn off into Ho-oh, which I think is better. Yeah, I like it better actually. So let's set up this Iron Defense and let's set up a fake out. If they go for Willis turn 1, that's kind of fine because they still can't do that much damage. I'm at +3 defense, and then I could get to +5, and +5 body press will still do a ton of damage to them, even if burns. So yeah, I just like the idea of fake out plus Iron Defense. I could also get coaching scenarios up with Ho-oh, which is also pretty good. Although I don't really want to rely on coaching, I think, in this matchup, mainly because I would rather be switching my Rillaboom. Actually, what's funny is if I do playing around Weather Ball is tough because I'd be turning into a fire type move, so I gotta watch out for that. All right, I do get the Iron Defense set up. Nice. +3 Cobalion. Parting Shot is perfect. Parting Shot is absolutely perfect. This Cobalion is ready to do massive damage to my opponent's team. If this is Pelipper, I'm doubling up that Pelipper with Body Press Woodhammer easily. I don't care if I lose a Rillaboom. If I can get rid of that Pelipper, give me that Pelipper. Give me that Pelipper. I will take that Pelipper straight out. I assume Pelipper's in the back, right? I think like Pelipper Zamazenta is the last two. Unless you don't want to bring Zamazenta and you bring Archaludon, I think that's fair. I don't think you're bringing Archaludon out against a +3 defense Cobalion that's about to body press. So is this Pelipper? I mean, if it's Pelipper, you know what I'm clicking. I'm doubling up into it. If they decide, hey, I'm going to go for Archaludon, I guess I'm just going to body press and U-turn. Yeah, they're thinking hard because like this Cobalion is such a threat. Like their team is already a bit weak to like Zamazenta. They don't have the best Zamazenta pairings, but Cobalion is basically a restricted at +3. Archaludon does reveal itself, which is fine. It can't go for Electroshock unless they switch out the Cali-Ice into Pelipper, and I think that's okay because I can U-turn out with Rillaboom into the Cali-Ice. So I'm going for Body Press into Archaludon. I'm going for U-turn. All right. Body Press just goes Archaludon. So Archaludon deleted. Deleted. I don't think I have to tear my Ho-oh anymore, as we do go for a U-turn into the Cali-Ice. Get a bit of chip. All right, how do I want to set this up properly? we are going out into Ho-oh because we don't want to go Koraidon yet. Especially if they click Glacial Lance here, but I don't think they do. Trick Room. Yep. All right. A beautiful start to the game. A beautiful start to this game. Let's see who they decide to bring out. Probably Pelipper. Oh, what? Incineroar. Sure. Like, Cobalion's not taking any damage, so I'm just going to freely go for a Body Press into the Cali Ice, and I'm just going to go for Sacred Fire into the Cali Ice as well. Because if I get the burn, I'm in an incredible spot, so I will happily go for it. If they want to go for Fake Out into one, they can't KO either one of my Pokemon with the other slot. A double up shouldn't KO Cobalion at +3 defense. They go for Fake Out and a Ho-oh, which is completely fine. High horsepower, sure. As you can see, just does no damage, and I get a beautiful Body Press off into the Cali Ice. Oof. That damage. That damage. That's like Xianpao Sword of Ruin with Zamazenta Body Press damage. And that's just coming from this non-restricted right here. Now I can go for Body Press into the Incineroar and Brave Bird the Calyx. I think they just literally can't do anything. I think they can't do anything. Which is beautiful. Yeah, especially since I do have Fake Out left. I do have Koraidon in the back that kind of wins once Trick Room's over. And I get a knockout. They go for Protect with Cali Ice. They didn't Terra the Instant, so what are you doing with the Instant? Flare Blitz, okay. Yeah, it just does no damage, as you can see. Like a Cobalion just taking the attack, man. Body Press is going to be able to KO the Incineroar. Brave Bird goes into the Protect. But they're down to their final two. I have Wonder Weather War. I just got to make sure I don't mess this up, because I could theoretically mess this up, but I think it's so tough for me to mess this up. I think all I have to do is actually just target the Calyx with both attacks and I win. Yeah, Pelipper's the last. Because they can only Weather Ball or Hurricane one slot. They could knock out the Cobalion, but that means I get the KO on Cali Ice with Brave Bird. And if I don't, I have Grassy Glide on Rillaboom, so that's fine. Yes, I just Brave Bird and for the attack. I'm really surprised. I guess they were like, okay, I gotta save Pelipper in the back because of the Cobalion or the Koraidon, which is fair. But yeah, they just had no offense. I get a Brave Bird off into the Calyx Ice. The game is over, as Pelipper won't be able to beat the rest of my team, especially under the sun when I bring in the Koraidon. Oh wow, that's a fast Pelipper. Body Press coming out. Big damage. And they Weather Ball to Ho-oh. But yeah, they just had no offense. Ho-oh goes down, but I will be able to secure the game with anything. Grassy Terrain disappears. I'm going to bring it back with Rillaboom, which is perfect. And I go for Grassy Glide plus Body Press because it covers any Terra Ghost. And Cobalion, man. Cobalion coming through. Just absolutely obliterating this team, which is what I love to see. My opponent couldn't even bring Zamazenta into this matchup because of the Koraidon and Ho-oh, which they couldn't break through other than Pelipper or Archaludon. But the fact that they gave me the Archaludon with that Body Press, they had no switches to the Body Press. It was fantastic. Grassy Glide. But this combo is really only combo wise with Koraidon with Cobalion, because you're not going to pair it with Zamazenta most likely. So the fact that I had like both options of like really tough Pokemon that they struggle against, it was just magical. Cobalion just devouring that team. Palkia, Calyx Ice Rider with Ursaluna, Indeedee, Urshifu, and Hatterene. Hard Trick Room. Okay. The Hatterene makes this a bit weird. But I do have some pretty good tools. I do like the Ho-oh. Do I like Ho-oh? It's decent. It's not like terrible. I don't think I would lead Ho-oh though. I think I would probably lead Actually, would I? I want to lead Cobalion plus Koraidon potentially and get a knockout immediately. Yeah, I think that's probably the play. I like Koraidon Cobalion because I want the sun up, I'm pretty sure. As long as the Palkia doesn't carry Flamethrower on this team, I think I'm fine. Rillaboom in back, and I think I bring Ho-oh. This might be a bit of a weird matchup, though. Because I feel like on these hard trick room teams, it's usually like Terra, like the Urshifu is going to be weird. But then again, I do have the Sun up. So like if it's Water Urshifu, it can't do that much damage. And Cobalion just resists the Dark Urshifu. So I guess it's not awful. But we'll see what we want to do. But the Palkia is actually public enemy number 1. But Calyx Entity as the lead is actually perfect for me. As I lead Cobalion plus the... Okay, this is interesting. Iron Defense is so good here. And I mean so good. Do I want Ho-oh? I think my best play is just to Iron Defense turn 1 for sure. I think it's to get 2 Iron Defenses so I one-shot the Entity. It's Psychic Seed Entity too. That's good to confirm. I don't think I need Ho-oh specifically in this match, but it is nice. I think I'm just going to Iron Defense though with Cobalion and protect my Koraidon. This covers Follow Me Trick Room, but let's see if they go for Follow Me Trick Room even. They go for Follow Me Trick Room. Okay, unless they went for Glacial, but if they went for Glacial, that's completely fine. So we get the Iron Defense set up with Cobalion. Now we're +2 defense. Trick Room is up. Okay, 4 turns. 4 turns remaining. I don't think they have a good hard swap, so I'm going to set up another Iron Defense and just go into Ho. If they go for Helping Hand Glacial, this is fine. Next turn, I'm just going to protect and probably Body Press to take a KO on Entity so I can actually bring in the Rillaboom. But we'll see. We'll see. I will go for the Iron Defense here as Ho is going to be brought out. As it can absorb a Glacial and get Regenerator. We see a Terra, which is interesting. So I'm kind of curious on probably Cali Ice. Yeah. In case I Terra Fired with Koraidon there. But I think I want to save my Terra for when I absolutely need it. Now they're weak to Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, and Woodhammer, so that's actually pretty nice. And they can't Terra anything else, which is cool. So they go for Glacial. Yeah, we take the attacks with ease. Psychic. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Okay, that isn't as pretty. It's playable, but yeah, that's definitely not as good. I think I just want to go for a Body Press. I'd get +5. Do I KO Calyrex? I kind of doubt it. If I one-shot Calyrex, that'd be insane. But I think I Body Press and I swap to Rillaboom. I should have hard swapped to Rillaboom instead of Ho-oh if I had to sack. I should have probably thought about the consideration of Psychic. So that's definitely my bad though. But Rillaboom gonna come in. See if we can take 1 Glacial. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. But we get that Grassy Seed, so now we're +5. So we're taking the Glacial Lance is even better if they go for Glacial Lance. All of me is perfect. That means I don't take psychic damage, which is cool. Glacial Lance. I kind of could have protected Ho-oh, which is unfortunate. Rillaboom surviving on 1 is massive, by the way. The fact that Rillaboom is clutching that is insane. Body Press is going to KO the Entity. No psychic terrain available. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, that is so amazing there. So amazing. Okay, who's coming out? Urshifu? Or is it Hatterene? If it's Hatterene, that's fine. Hatterene comes in. Are you Cloak Hatterene? I think I always just Body Press the... I think I Body Press the Calyrex. Is it Covert Cloak Hat? I think it should be Life Orb on this team. I think it's worth going for Fake Out in the Hatterene. Okay, Hatterene reveals Protect, which is fine. Did the Cali Ice Protect too? Okay, that's all right. I think Hatterene KOs Cobalion. It's definitely stronger than Indeedee, but there's no psychic terrain. I feel like after grassy terrain, the answer is no. I mean, I think my best play is literally just to click body press into the Cali Ice. The question is, what am I doing with Rillaboom? Because I think it's double up the Calyrex. Yeah, I think it's double up the Calyrex. Because if they go for double Trick Room, it's never worth it for me. So I think I just body press here. Yeah, they went for double Trick Room. Nice. So I do get the Cali Ice. Cali Ice is gone, which is amazing. And now it's looking really hard for them to break through the Ho-Oh. Yeah, they went for a double Trick Room, which is why I don't protect there in that situation. Like, if I lose both Pokemon, I think I just go Ho-Oh Koraidon. Sun is going to get reset, and then I just go for, like, Terrifier. I go for, like, Close Combat, I think, in, like, Sacred Fire and Sun or Brave Bird. Palkia reveals itself as the last. I think I can go Body Press and swap out into Koraidon to make sure... Are you Water Move or not? Also, who's faster, the Palkia or the Cobalion? It's probably the Cobalion, I'd imagine. A bit tricky. I'm trying to figure out how I set up this end game. I'm pretty sure I don't want to risk Flamethrower Cali Ice because they have no fire move on this team. So I'm going to U-turn and body press. Okay. This should KO Palkia. We get a crit. We're +5. I don't think Palkia's surviving that. I think I'm good there. And then I get a U-turn off. And now I don't think Hatterene can win at all because I do not believe that Hatterene can beat Ho-Oh. Okay. Nice. Cobalion. Cobalion. I think it's just such a sick mon on this team specifically because I wanted a Trick Room Cali Ice answer. But coaching is kind of cool too. We haven't done any coaching strats really with it too much, but I think it's so cool. Because now we can go for... we go for Protect. We go for Brave Bird. It can Psychic one slot, but it doesn't KO Ho-Oh at all. Hey, Dazzle, yeah. This is not KO Ho-Oh at all. We get to confirm if it's Life Orb, because I want to see if it was Life Orb or not. That's not Life Orb, is it? Ah, that is Life Orb? That... I mean, it's Ho-Oh, I guess. Brave Bird. Goodbye, Hatterene. Beautiful. I think I had some really good pivots. I think I could have probably just went into I think Rillaboom surviving was huge, though. Rillaboom surviving was absolutely massive. I think it would have been okay if I was able to get the free switch into Koraidon, because I could still threaten the Trick Room from never being reset, I'm pretty sure. But it did make my life a lot easier that I had Fake Out Pressure the next turn as well. So I think it was a good spot either way. I think I have played this opponent before. I don't remember that. Is it Gremlin? Whatever the pre-evolution Grimmsnarl is. With Ho-Oh, Heatran, Venusaur, Shiftry, Groudon, and I guess Gremlin. I remember being a bulky Groudon. I think it was Assault Vest. Which is a little bit tough to deal with in general. I think I like Ho-Oh. Heatran's actually kind of weird. Yeah, Heatran's a bit weird. Also dealing with Venusaur. I don't have the best Venusaur answers. I want to bring Cobalion. I feel like Cobalion Iron Defense isn't like a terrible game plan. I do risk Sacred Fire and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, Walking Wake is pretty good though. Walking Wake Hydro Steam is super threatening to them. I think Ho-Oh plus Walking Wake is pretty fair. I think I bring Koraidon. Am I bringing Sandy Shocks? It does seem pretty decent against this team. Cobalion also has merit. I think I like Sandy Shocks more though, because I have a Focus Sash that guarantees me I survive an attack here. Although Cobalion was probably a better pivot because I don't have really moss that switch. As Koraidon doesn't switch in well to an attack, and neither does Sandy Shocks. So Cobalion could have been, but the problem is they have multiple fire moves and they have Precipice Blades. Not exactly the easiest things to switch into. All right, we're gonna see the lead of Groudon Venusaur. If I remember right, they did like clicking Sleep Powder a lot, and I mean a lot. I don't have safety goes on this team. I do have the speed booster. I mean, I don't know what the Venusaur speed stat is. I might outspeed it depending on certain factors, but I am going to go for Sacred Fire, and I am just going to go for Hydro Steam. Okay, so their Venusaur is faster, which is fine. I am going to be able to get Sacred Fire off. Is it Rock Move Groudon? I guess we'll find out. Stay asleep. I wish I had Sleep Talk, actually. I should have probably put Sleep Talk on this Mon. I do get Sacred Fire off. I'm faster than Groudon, and I KO the Venusaur. So Sleep Powder Mon gone. It doesn't matter. Okay. You have a Rock move? Thunder Punch is fine. Like, Thunder Punch, yeah, that didn't do that much. Okay, perfect. No Paralysis. Beautiful. So I do get rid of the Venusaur, and I've taken my first turn of sleep already, which is pretty good. Next is Heatran. Shiftry. Why Shiftry coming in? I don't think it KOs my Ho-Oh in one shot. I'm just gonna Sacred Fire to Shiftry and Hydro Steam to Groudon. I am playing offensive, but that's kind of what I have to do in this position. There's not really much I could say. I need to get rid of the fast mods on this team. Okay, they have Fake Out. That makes sense. But Thunder Punch is not KOing, I'm pretty sure. So that's all right. I take my second turn of sleep. That's unfortunate. Oh, they went for Precipice Blades. Okay. All right, Walking Wake's in range, which kind of stinks. I can beat the Groudon if I think like Shiftry gets a KO here with knockoff, and I have to take I have to take a trade. So I'm gonna either get a Sacred Fire into Shiftry, or I'm gonna get a Hydro Steam off into the Groudon. Both are good damage, so I think I'll take it. I'm gonna Terra into Terra Steel. I have Koraidon in the bag. I don't care about Terra Steel. Tailwind. Okay. I wake up and I get the Hydro Steam off. It's not super effective, but this is big damage. Yeah, that's definitely Assault Vest. This is KO? Oh, I actually didn't think that was going to KO. Oh, that's not good, actually. Wait, do I lose here? I think I do. I think I unironically do. Oh, no, wait. I could go Koraidon. Koraidon's fine here. Depends on who's in the back, I suppose. But I think my best play is just to Flame Charge KO to Groudon, and I guess Hydro Steam it as well. I was faster than the Shiftry, right? So it's Tailwind Fake Out. It has to be Knock, right? It can only go for an attack into one of my Pokemon, though, with Shiftry, so I should be safe here to get the KO on Groudon. Groudon can protect because it's Assault Vest. And it's slower than my Walking Wake with the Speed Booster Photosynthesis. The sun's gonna wear out soon. They go for knockoff into my Koraidon, which is actually the biggest mistake, because they should have taken a knockout into Walking Wake, as Hydro Steam is going to KO the Groudon, and then I get a Flame Charge into the Shiftry. So that's amazing for me. Goodbye, Groudon. 2 turns of Tailwind remain as I get a Flame Charge. Okay. It is Focus Sash on the Shiftry, which is not surprising. How fast is Shiftry? I cannot remember. I think once Sun ends, it does not outspeed my Koraidon even with Tailwind, though. Hello? Yep. I think the best play for me is to go for a... Is this the last turn of Tailwind? I think it is. Or Sun. Yeah, it's the last turn of Sun. So I think my best play is just to protect Koraidon, swap out into Sandy Shocks. Actually, is this worth it? If I get doubled up here, that's... Oh, wait. If I get doubled up here, this was not a good play. This was not a good play. I feel like that they're going to go for knockoff into my Walking Wake, though, and a Brave Bird and a Koraidon, right? They could afford to leave it alone, though. Wait, this might have been bad. special? Actually, no, this might still be the right play because Koraidon outspeeds the Shiftry, right? Life Orb, Heat Wave, Ho-oh. Sure. All right. I think we always Terra Flame Charge the Shiftry and we Hydro Steam the Ho-oh. Life Orb on the Ho-oh. Because they don't have Chlorophyll, I'm pretty sure Koraidon outspeeds with the Flame Charge. Oh wait, I'm adamant. I'm not Jolly. Don't tell me the Shiftry numbers are actually going to matter because of that. Because I've added Koraidon, not Jolly. I was going off Jolly numbers. I'm adding Koraidon. Okay, I outspeed Shiftry still. Good. If it outsped, I'm like, this is why you run Jolly. Okay, I get rid of the Shiftry so it doesn't get a knockoff into my threat. Terra Blast. This is KO. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I wonder what Terra they are that they have Terra Blast. But Hydro Steam doesn't knock out the Ho-oh, but the Tailwind's over. I outspeed with both Pokemon. I get the or the Flare Blitz. Actually, I'm going to Flame Charge anyway because I get the KO and I Hydro Steam. Trust me, I don't know what that game was either, but yeah, I think I should have probably sacked my Walking Wake there, and maybe I should have gone on the offense. No, actually, no. I think protecting with Koraidon was fine. I think I should have sacked Wake there, because then I think I got Sandy Shocks in, and Sandy Shocks was in a much safer spot. That switch could have actually been the way I could have thrown the game if they actually had like Air Slash or something, I suppose. But if it was physical, definitely Brave Bird would have been scary. Although if it was Brave Bird, I think I lived a double up with Sandy Shocks. Because I don't think Brave Bird was KOing at that range. Yeah, I don't think it was. So from what I knew, it was an okay play. But when it revealed special, I'm like, oh no. That could have gone wrong, I suppose. Zamazen to Calyx Shadow Rider, Ogerpon, Heartflame, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu. Now, this is a matchup Koraidon and Ho absolutely love to see. I don't think I need Cobalion. Do I need Rillaboom in this game? It's not necessary. I think I just go with the Sun mode, which is really cool because I have a lot of things that I can utilize with Sandy Shocks and Koraidon, I'm pretty sure. Or do I want to lead Ho-oh instead? Because Sandy Shocks plus Ho-oh is not a bad lead. Yeah, I don't mind this. If they lead Incineroar or Urshifu, I just switch in Koraidon and Walking Wake together, and then they're in a really bad time regardless. So I think this is a pretty good lead regardless. I don't think there's anything they can really do here. So let's see what they are going to bring, because I do love the pressure that I am just utilizing with my team. And yeah, like I think my restricteds are just really good into their restricteds. Granted, I do have to always watch about Shadow Rider, make sure I position my Koraidon safely, but we're gonna see the Ogerpon, Heartflame, and the Calyrex, which is fine. I think I just go for Electro Web and Brave Bird. Yeah, I just go for Electro Web, Brave Bird. I could have let Koraidon, would have been in a really good spot, but either way, I still don't think this is bad. I do get a pretty good Brave Bird into the Calyrex or the Ho-oh if they follow me, but the Electro is going to lower the speed on the Calyrex, which is the more important thing. Is a Nasty Plot or Astral Barrage. Astral Barrage is fine here. But yeah, I do have Focus Sash on the Sandy Shocks for a reason. That is Life Orb Ho-oh. Good to confirm. Please hit the Calyrex. Beautiful. So we get the Electro Web off into the Calyrex. The Calyrex is weakened, which is important. But more importantly, I do get rid of Redirector, which is the Ogerpon. So Ogerpon goes down to Brave Bird here. Very nice. Okay. Great start. So now I just sack my Sandy Shocks. It's done the job I needed to do. Is this Urshifu coming in? Am I okay with sacking both potentially? I might be. I think I am. But we'll see. Rillaboom coming in. Interesting. Okay. I just go for a Earth Power, I suppose, in the Calyx, and I protect a Ho-Oh. Yeah, that's pretty safe. And sack Sandy Shocks, because Sandy Shocks does outspeed the Calyx currently. If they go for the KO into my Sandy Shocks, that's fine. And they didn't, so I do get the Earth Power in the Calyx. That's more damage, which is beautiful. So now anything from my team outspeeds and KOs it, other than Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh's the only mon that doesn't KO it, but it's fine. Ash Barrage, sure. Do I have to Terra Koraidon? I don't think I do. I think I just go out into Koraidon. I click Flame Charge in the Calyx. The only way they get me is if they Terra defensively with the Calyx, and I think switch an instant here, which I think is really unlikely. So they don't even have the boosts as well, so I don't really have to worry about it. I'm just going to Flame Charge and recover. Yeah. Sure, I could put on more offensive pressure against the Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom's the one who's forced to Terra at this rate, because I don't think they are in a good spot with Rilla at all, because Sacred Fire is just pinning that slot. Oh, they decide, hey, I'm going to Grassy Glide to Ho-Oh. I think they're just trying to sack here, but yeah, I had the Electro Web speed drop on the Calyx, so they switched out. I got the plus speed boost, which was important for knocking out the Calyx. Calyx goes down. I get a recover off with my Ho-Oh, and now Ho-Oh is back to a very healthy amount, and now I have a Ho-Oh and Koraidon that is very much ready to threaten the rest of the team. Beautiful. So, oh no, Zamazenta. I thought they were going to Terra Dragon Zamazenta game plan, but Urshifu instead. Okay, I win the game. I go for close combat, which knocks out Ursh, and I go for a... I mean, Rillaboom can never touch my team in general, so I think I just go for the Ursh. Because if it's Sash, I guess it could do something with close combat, right? If they protect, like, what does Rillaboom do? I think, like, Drum Beam is, like, the only move that might have potential, but even then, they probably always Terra the Rillaboom anyway into the defensive... Oh, they know they Terra the Ursh this time, okay. They Terra the Ursh, it doesn't really change anything. Surgery Strikes will do more to Ho-Oh, but I don't think it KOs in the sun. And that means they attacked, right? So, Grassy Glide into Ho-Oh, because they can't really do anything. Close combat into Urshifu. Goodbye, Urshifu. Urshifu goes down. That is an adamant close combat. Only Sash could live that. And, you know, I thought it could be Sash because it was Life Orb on the Shadow Rider, but perfect. And then Braver gets redirected into the Rillaboom. So, Ho-oh Koraidon is a really good matchup into Zamazenta plus the Shadow Rider. As long as the Shadow Rider is contained, that's also why I have Speed Booster Walking Wake, as well as Electro Web, Speed Booster, Sandy Shock, so I can control the Shadow Rider and allow my threats to outspeed, other than Ho-Oh, which generally tanks attacks anyway. So, really glad it worked out. Koraidon Reshiram, Walking Away, Cornerstone Ogerpon, Whimsicott Fluttermane. It looks like they have very similar ideas to me, but oh boy, this is going to be rough because they have Cornerstone Ogerpon and Walking Wake, which, oh, this is not going to be an easy one. This is not going to be an easy one. I think this is going to be a pretty rough matchup, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I want to lead Koraidon plus, I think, Rillaboom. I think Koraidon Rillaboom's a pretty good lead in general. And then in the back, I want Ho-Oh. Well, here's the thing. I don't even like Rillaboom. And, well, actually, Rillaboom's okay. Do I Terra Fire Rillaboom? I think that's the plan. Yeah, that's probably the plan. Sandy Shocks is okay. It's not incredible in this. The thing is, it does have Protect, which does help stall out some stuff. Because Wake, Hydro Steam is good, but there's Double Fairy. This is going to be tough. I do think I want to bring the Wake, though, because it is Speed Booster. This is going to be tricky, man. It's just the fact that they have Tailwind. That's the problem. They have Tailwind and a lot of the same offense that we have, but they have Speed Control, which priority Tailwind Speed Control is definitely a hurtful one here. But let's see what we can do. Whimsicott, Ogerpon. Okay. That's perfect because they probably expected me to lead the Ho-Oh, but I didn't. But this comes down to what does the Whimsicott have? So I want to go for Fake Out Flame Charge into Whimsicott. The only way they punish this is if Whimsicott A, Terras, or B, the Cornerstone Follow Me's, and they go for Moonblast. I think it's really unlikely for them to go for Follow Me in this situation, so I am going to go for Fake Out Whimsicott and Flame Charge. This is okay if they have Covert Cloak because I just need to make sure that it's not Focus Sash Whimsicott screws me over here. I'm so going to get Moonblasted, aren't I? I'm so going to get Moonblast. Okay. Okay. So that did not work out well, but this still works out. Actually, no, this works out okay. I do get the Flame Charge off into Ogerpon. It's some good damage. Okay. I don't hate this position. Did a Spiky Shield. I feel like you would probably Moonblast Ivy Cudgel pin my Koraidon, but we'll see. I'm going to go for U-turn into Ogerpon, and I'm going to protect my Koraidon, I think. If they decide to Spiky Shield, I just hope they don't Encore my Rillaboom into Fake Out. If they do, I have to figure out a really specific pivot line here. It's not looking like there's too many mind games here with Encore and Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, there's so much. Even Moonblast Ivy Cudgel is gonna hurt. So yeah, that's why I want to get rid of Whimsicott. I can't believe they actually went for Follow Me. If I went for Fake Out into Ogerpon and the Flame Charge into Whimsicott, would have been a massive position. But I didn't know if it was Focus Sash on the Whimsicott or if it was Covert Cloak. I needed to gamble there because if it was Sash, I was not risking Moonblast. I was not risking Moonblast from Sash. Okay, protect. Nice. I think they Moonblast. They could Ivy Cudgel to Rillaboom, but that's okay because Rillaboom health doesn't matter too much. They did, okay. It does so much damage. U-turn. All right, Ogerpon's down. That's a massive KO because that frees up my Ho-Oh a lot more. Unfortunately, Rillaboom took a lot of damage in the process, but definitely acceptable. I'm going out into Ho-Oh. Koraidon also gets back to full, which is nice. I just got to make sure that I prep against their Koraidon. But I'm pretty sure with Cornerstone gone, it's like walking away Koraidon, which is like the back two that could be scary. But that means they didn't bring Reshiram, which is interesting. That's Flutter Mane. They didn't bring one of the restricteds. Is this Power Gem? Are you Specs Power Gem? Well, the thing is, if it's one of the restricteds, they don't do much to Ho, so I don't think it's going to be the case there. But I am going to go for a Sacred Fire into... I do need damage on both, but I feel like it's always better to target down. It's probably better to target down Flutter realistically and go out into Rillaboom. Don't be Power Gem. Maybe I can live a Power Gem with Ho-Oh just because of how good Spadef Ho-Oh is, but I don't know. It's Speed Booster, not Special Attack Booster. Encore, yep. Okay, Thunderbolt's fine. It's also probably Specs. Or not, that did no damage. I got Sacred Fire off. Do I even KO? Is this Sash? It is Sash Flutter. But Sash Flutter is fine because I can Grassy Glide the... Well, no, it survives, right? Grassy Terrain first and then burn. So this doesn't really matter too much until the Grassy Terrain ends, I suppose. But I'm okay with that. Now I just Brave Bird the Whimsicott slot and Grassy Glide the Flutter and I have a good pin. Okay, the fact that this Flutter Mane was just not threatening super helps out. We Grassy Glide and we Brave Bird. Because Brave Bird covers a switch to Koraidon on the Whimsicott, but also just damages anything on the board. And like Flutter Mane's useless. They go for Helping Hand Thunderbolt to try and KO the Ho-Oh, but the Grassy Glide will prevent that. So goodbye Flutter Mane and goodbye Whimsicott. And then the last is Koraidon, and they probably lose to a few plays that I could make here. Goodbye Whimsicott. Excellent. I think I saved a Ho-Oh and go Walking Wake here if it's Koraidon back. Yeah. I think I need to get extremely unlucky to lose this one. Let's see. That's Reshiram? Oh, they did not bring any of the restrictions. They really think, I guess Koraidon doesn't do that much to my Ho-oh. So they were like, I'm scared of Walking Wake as well as the potential for, I guess, the Sandy Shocks, but not bring any of your restrictions is crazy. I do think Cornerstone Whimsicott was good. Flutter was like, I guess because he pressured a Koraidon and the Walking Wake that I'm bringing on my side, but was Walking Wake. I guess Hydro Steam is like your best way to break through. So they couldn't bring it in, so they decided not to bring any of the restrictions. So it ends up being really good for me. I just win the game now because I can go for attacks on attacks and attacks. Did they Terra? I guess I'm just going to U-turn and Brave Bird. They're going to Hydro Steam, which is fine. A big U-turn off. Bring out... I bring out Wake, right? I think I bring out Wake. Because we force a Terra from the Walking Wake on their side. Sunlight fades. Messy Terrain disappears. I think my best place to go Koraidon, because the thing I'm scared about is getting locked into like a Terra Fairy loop cycle. I think my best play is just to protect and Draco. Yeah. There's speed booster as well, so it's a speed tie because my Wake is also speed booster. We go for a Draco Meteor here. I guess Dragon Pulse is the only move I could be really scared of. Like, I'm trying to play around Covert Cloak, Walking Wake, and Draco. Missing a bunch. So I'm going to protect Koraidon. I'm going to Draco. They didn't Terra. And I just outspeed KO. Okay. So I knew I was max speed Wake and I had a chance to just outspeed, and I was expecting a Terra. But it looks like maybe they didn't have a Terra that mattered for the Draco Meteor KO. Like Water Terra would have probably lost them the game to Rillaboom, so that's why they went for the Draco Miss, which is fair then. I was just trying to play around like all the different scenarios. Get like Koraidon next to Rillaboom, and I think Woodhammer plus Close Combat wins the game in most cases. Especially with Terra still available to me, but yeah, no restricted. That's crazy to me. But it worked out for me because it's funny. It's just funny on how the matchup was. Calyx, Ice Rider, Miraidon, Sableye, Volcarona, Comfey, and Farigiraf. All right. Cobalion, you are 100% being brought. I bring Koraidon. It's not bad, but it's not necessary. Sableye is actually kind of an annoying Pokemon with Cali Ice because Encore Disable is just really annoying for me to deal with in general. I don't even know if I really like Ho-oh in this. I guess Regenerator is good. I mean, Sandy Shocks isn't bad. I definitely bring the fact that they have Volcarona too, so I think I need to bring my fire types, even though a Miraidon element here, because I do want to go Cobalion. I do want to bring Rillaboom. I think I Terra my Cobalion in this matchup. Oh man, do I want to bring the Sandy Shocks? Probably. I think I need Ho-oh for the Volcarona, and I do need Koraidon for the offense. I was debating about, can I bring Sandy Shocks in this matchup, because the Koraidon's not super easy to handle. Like, this matchup just really depends on the partners. The fact they have Sableye and Volcarona make this extremely strange here because of Encore Disable shenanigans from Sableye. Sableye is mainly, that's the problem with dealing with it. Let's see. Sableye Miraidon, okay. As I lead the Cobalion and the Rillaboom. Are they going to go for Reflect turn one? I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I think I go for... I could go for coaching or I could go for iron defense immediately. I kind of like the idea of going for coaching so I can, because if they get reflect up, I'm pretty sure that the only way I can KO the Sableye is with Woodhammer and Aggressive Glide from +1 Rillaboom. So I think that's what I go for. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I go for. I don't think... If they have Wisp, that's annoying, but we'll see if they have it. I am more expecting a Volt Switch here. Unless the Miraidon is... Oh, is this Calm Mind Miraidon? If this is Calm Mind Miraidon, this is going to stink. Because my team is not good into Calm Mind Miraidon. Well, I guess I do have Terra Fire. Okay, no, they switch out. Okay, cool. Volcarona comes in. Yep. Not surprising me. Yep, Reflect comes out. Beautiful. So this was the best play that I could make, which was the coaching here. All right. So I am able to get boosted Rillaboom on deck and get this Woodhammer off into the Sableye. Ooh, I don't know if that one shot's good for me though. I would say it's kind of strange, but that is nice. Getting rid of Sableye means I don't have to worry. Well, I mean, I brought off Physical Tagger, so the Reflect is up. I don't have to worry about Encore Disable, which is cool, but I was hoping I could U-turn off the Sableye. Now the Miraidon is in next to the Volcarona, and this gets very awkward. Granted, it's very playable because it depends on what the Miraidon logs into, but I think I just U-turn and I protect here because I need to keep Cobalion around to deal with the Cali Ice if it's the back. Problem is this Reflect is really going to be messing up my damage calcs, especially into Volcarona. I'm not too worried about Volcarona, but I need to either get rid of Miraidon first so Ho-Oh can actually beat the Volcarona, which is the big key here. So Miraidon, I feel like if you switch out, that means you were probably Specs most likely. And if you're Specs, that means that I can play around the Miraidon, which is huge. We go for it to protect. They went for Volt Switch. Cool. All right, I think Koraidon can come in freely and actually threaten a lot of damage. Fiery Dance is cool because I don't think they can get a knockout into Rillaboom. Yep. Very nice. As we get U-turn off. All right. I threatened a close combat into Miraidon, I think. I'm going to go into Koraidon here. I think I want to take the knockout into Volcarona though, because if I get the knockout on Volcarona, that's massive. So I think my best play is actually to go Rillaboom and go for Terrafire Flare Blitz, because I think it depends on the Volcarona, but I feel like Terrafire Flare Blitz from Adamant Life from Koraidon can pick up the knockout into the Volcarona and I'd be in good shape. But we'll see. Bring out the Rillaboom. Is there forced a Volt Switch? I won't have Terra anymore, but assuming if I just get rid of the Volcarona, I don't think I need my Terra. So this should be good. I also pinned the Miraidon slot with Fake Out Close Combat the next turn. But yeah, Terrifier will come out. Let's see how fast the Miraidon is. Is it faster or slower than my Koraidon? Rage Powder is perfect because I wanted that Volcarona gone anyway. So this is actually the best case scenario. And I am faster than the Miraidon, so that's good to know, actually. I do get a Flare Blitz off into the Volcarona. That one-shots the Volcarona because that's how absurd Koraidon is. Where I take a bunch of recoil. I think if they Volt Switch Koraidon, I survive even after the recoil. Oh, we probably don't, but they probably Volt Switched the other slot anyway. Yeah. Good. Good. All right. Excellent. This is Cali Ice, and they're probably going to Terra. Wait, that's not Cali Ice. No, that is Cali Ice. I was about to say, I was like, it doesn't look like Cali Ice text from what I've seen. It is Cali Ice though. Okay, perfect. So here comes the Miraidon. I don't know who they Terra. So this is either Terra Fairy to Miraidon to avoid the close combat, or this is Terra to Cali Ice. If they Terra to Cali Ice, that's completely fine. I think my best play is to fake out close combat to Miraidon, as I hope to KO to Miraidon. I don't risk a speed tie. If they go for Glacial Lance to get a double knockout to my Pokemon after I got this close combat off, I think I'm in good shape. I think it just depends on it. As long as they Terra the Cali Ice, I don't think they should ever risk me Flare Blitzing the Cali Ice like straight up. So I think they have to protect or Terra to Cali Ice. If they Terra to Miraidon and attack with Cali Ice, I think I lose, but I think that's just so risky. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Did they Glacial? Did they Glacial? Fake out gonna go out into the Koraidon as we get the close comb. That didn't KO. Wait, that's awful. Did they trick him at least? Oh no, please tell me Koraidon lives. That is so bad. I really thought that double up was going to guarantee KO because Adam and Koraidon. We can win, but it's looking really unlikely. I first have to call who to Miraidon targets. I don't have Terra anymore, so I can't play a mind game here. I think you're always targeting the Cobalion with Electro Drift, because I think you can Glacial Lance the Ho-oh. I think I would have lost anyway, because even if I protect Ho-oh and body press to Miraidon, I guess if it's high horsepower, it KOs Cobalion. I think I would have needed a double. I cannot believe that didn't KO Miraidon from that. Wait, they Glacial Lance? If I body press protect, I actually have a chance to win. Oh. Unfortunate. I do think the fact that, again, Sableye, Screens made this so bad for me. Screens is the one that made this so bad, because my normal plan is I could brute force the Miraidon, usually get close combats or Flare Blitz, get the KO, and then it's usually a nice pin situation because I'm usually the one who's getting the faster knockouts. But the fact that they had Reflect screwed me over so much. I guess I could have, no, like, I needed a KO on Volcarona as it Rage Powdered. I don't know, because I don't think there's a way out. I was just hoping, if I'm going for that KO, I just had to get the KO, and unfortunately I did not. All right, let's go over to games. In game one, what am I dealing with, man? Why was this like the matchup I had to play? Like, there's over Quasar, which is like, okay, I have a Sun team. I don't have the best answers to Quasar, Shadow Rider, Calyrex, because it turns out the Photosynthesis. So I'm like, okay, how am I beating this? Cobalion somehow clutched it out against Rayquaza. I only lost Rillaboom, which was a huge factor. I think my opponent could have just won this game by going to Shadow Rider, but because they didn't, I was able to get a Flame Charge off, which allowed me to outspeed the Shadow Rider later on in the game and then go for Flare Blitz. I guess it depends on like what the Shadow Rider set was, but I was shocked. However, I'm not quite sure. That match was already tough. I don't know what else to say, especially because it was Covert Cloak on the Alcremie. In game two, oh man, Cobalion was able to eat this team because with the Grassy Seed and the Iron Defensive setup, they had no way to really do damage to the Cobalion. It basically was a better Zamazenta in this case, as I was just able to go for body presses, do a ton of damage across the board, and they didn't have a way to stop it. Game 3 is going to be against Hard Trick Room, and I feel like I should have brought in Rillaboom earlier. I didn't know the sequencing, and I didn't think Psychic was going to do that much damage to Cobalion. I didn't really realize how low his special defense was until I started playing with it. So I should have brought in Rillaboom earlier instead, because that would have been massive of reducing that psychic damage, which meant Cobalion actually had more likely chance to survive me. However, Rillaboom surviving on 1 HP was incredible, and then me getting the knockout on Cali Ice, reading the double Trick Room on the final turn, and willingness risk it was a huge dividend payoff. because I was able to get the Palkia the next over to body press, and then Hatterene alone could not win against a Ho-Oh. In game 4, definitely an interesting team. There was a bunch of chlorophyll involved, which was surprising. However, was able to go for pretty strong damage across the board with my Walking Wake and Ho-Oh able to do a ton of damage, and then setting up a flame charge with Koraidon. Then I think I probably should have switched into Sandy Shocks. It could have been okay if the Ho-Oh was a physical set with Brave Bird. However, the fact that this was special Ho-Oh ended up changing it a lot because Sandy Shocks went down, and yeah, it could have came down to the Walking Wake surviving because they still had a turn of the Tailwind. However, was able to clean up things to Koraidon outspeeding the Shiftry, pick up the knockout, and because the Ho-Oh apparently only had Terra Blast as the move it can hit Walking Wake, it was able to survive that. But yeah, I think I definitely should have just risked a Walking Wake there, protected with Sandy Shocks on the last turn to bring it in. So yeah, definitely think that was a misplay there. Game 5, the beauty of Sandy Shocks plus Ho-Oh and how this team does really well into the Calyx Shadow Rider plus the Zamazenta Chorus. Electroweb was incredible, slowing down that Shadow Rider, getting the KO into Ogerpon, which was the redirect mod to protect the Shadow Rider. And then yeah, they couldn't really do much because Koraidon was in, Koraidon was now. Flame charge guaranteed to outspeed Shadow Rider if it switched out, and if it stayed in, it went down. It went down, and yeah, there wasn't really much my opponent could do. Game 6, this would have been a very interesting mirror, but they were really scared to bring their own restricted Pokemon, which was surprising. I was so scared about Turbo when I saw follow me because I could just faked out and flame charge the Whimsicott, but I did have to guess the item on Whimsicott. I guessed it wrong. However, the fact that they were going for Tailwind ended up being a huge benefit. It still came down to a bunch of mining aids that I had to get, but luckily I got them right. I was able to KO the Ogerpon, the biggest threat to Ho-Oh, and then they just couldn't really break through the Ho-Oh. In game 7, this was super tough, and you know something? Sometimes I'll forget to change things on the team because sometimes I'll just have the mons in game and I'm like, oh, they're pretty much ready to go. I checked my Koraidon because the last time I used the Koraidon was when I showcased Wolf's team, and that was with Jolly Nature. I completely forgot to change the Koraidon to Adamant. And I actually would have won this game with Adamant. We were actually playing this entire video with a Jolly Koraidon, which might have mattered in the Shiftry game because if the Shiftry was Jolly max speed, it outsped my Koraidon. However, in this game, it made me lose because I missed a KO onto the Miraidon because I was Jolly and not Adamant like I was supposed to be. So I wasn't technically wrong in my thinking because the close combat was going to KO the Miraidon with the fake out support, even to reflect, but I just completely did not have the right Koraidon moveset. That's all I can say here. Otherwise, everything was fine. I don't think I could really play a better position, I think, throughout the game if I was going for that win con. The team is definitely something unique, and I really did like how it played. It had a lot of cool mods that we were able to feature. Sandy Shocks was able to put in work. The Cobalion was incredible. Ho-oh Koraidon does a lot of damage in the sun. Walking Wake was cool, and yeah, there was just so much about this team I really did enjoy, and Cobalion really impressed me here. Especially it was able to do a ton of support, and would love to use Cobalion on a Miraidon team next. However, if you do want to try out the team, there is a rental code on your screen. This one is going to be Adamant. I did change the rental code to have Adamant Koraidon for y'all, so you can grab it while you can. It's only going to be available for 1 week, so make sure you grab it while you can. Otherwise, you can check out the details of the team down below in the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.